We probably shouldn't have eaten all this bread and cheese. Now we're going to be like, it's a thing.
Oh, yeah, it's probably... Yeah, I mean, this was not...
Why did I think this would help my hangover?
I don't know. I mean, if you're looking at us to make wise life decisions...
Were we giving the illusion that this one episode was filmed over 2 different days, or no?
Well, I was never trying to give the illusion that this episode was filmed at all, so...
Look,
yeah.
You talk about the Emmys. I'm going to take a nap. Ba 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 ba.
This is the temporary theme song for
The Media Lunch Break.
Alright, everybody, welcome to the Media Lunch Break, where we give you all of your comic, geek, and movie news, all in the time it takes to eat a good sandwich and take another handful of Excedrin.
Listen, I was just going to ask, do you find it harder now that you have to write 2 of those?
I do. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do every time, because I'm like, now I got 2.
I doubled your work.
You
doing
did,
this.
you son of a bitch. I'm Chris Treble. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew. Oh, holy shit, that was good. I did not see that coming.
Neither did I.
Good God. Wow. That shook something loose in you. Oh, man. For those of you who listened to the last episode, Andrew's still hungover because we only record these 30 seconds after the other one. So guess what? He's going to be just as pleasant as the last episode, and I'm going to be just as annoying. I hope you're all excited. We're talking about the Emmys today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those happened.
Television's biggest night.
Yeah, if you believe that sort of thing. I don't think they happened.
Well, that's the thing, is that Andrew did not watch the Emmys.
No.
He was too busy feeding his rampant alcoholism.
How dare you?
I did watch the Emmys because I'm a responsible journalist. That's not true either. But
Is it true that you watched them?
It is true that I watched them.
You want to hear a funny story about me trying to watch the Emmys?
Okay, go for it.
This morning when I got to work, I was like, you know what? I could listen to this in the background while I do my work. So I went looking for a video, knowing that these things are notoriously hard to find online. Like,
right.
The Oscars are always really hard to find online after they air.
Right.
So I searched Emmys 2016, and I looked for the right video. And I finally found one. It was a video from YouTube, posted 2016.
Uh-huh.
It said Emmy Awards, whatever number. It was the right number, 68th or whatever.
Right.
It was the right one, and I opened it, and I was like, great. And I listened to maybe the first 10 minutes of it, and was like, wow, this is horrendous. This is so bad. And I was so confused because there were a bunch of people I'd never heard of.
Right.
And the first people who came out were Elmo and another Sesame Street character that I didn't know about to present the host, and I was very confused.
What the hell are you watching?
And the jokes weren't landing even with the audience. Like, the audience wasn't laughing very hard. And they announced the first winner, and it was someone from General Hospital. And I was so confused.
God.
It was the daytime
Emmys. Nice.
And I was like, oh, that's why this is awful.
Yeah. Daytime. Oh, my God. You watched 10 minutes of the daytime Emmys? That is 10 minutes longer than I've ever watched.
Harrowing, to say the least.
I'm sure. So the real Emmys happened.
Mm-hmm.
You did not watch any of them. Here's what I thought we'd do. I have the list of the Emmys, of the winners and the nominees. We'll go through the big ones, the main ones. You know, the best supporting, best actor, best.
We're not going to do best boy, best gaffer.
Well, that's
key
gonna
grip?
be that's gonna be done on a podcast to be filmed at a later date.
Best assistant to the assistant of Bryan Cranston.
Best key grip.
I already said that.
Did you?
Yes.
No, you said best boy.
I said it. I said best boy, best gaffer, best key grip in that order.
Oh, I'll be honest with you.
You tune me out.
I do.
You son of a bitch.
When you talk, I take a little Chriscation, is what I like to call them.
That sounds like a venereal disease.
You know what does sound like a venereal disease, and we were talking about this earlier, is...
I like that I saw in your eyes the moment where you made a decision.
Yeah, I was
like,
am I going to go here? Am I not going to go here? Is, when I was in college, they had a thing called the Trebes.
They had a thing.
My friends made up a thing that they used to call me Trebes, and then somebody commented that calling me Trebes makes it sound like... The Trebes sounds like a venereal disease. And so there was a joke that there's a disease called the Trebes, and you can get the Trebes, but the only way to to cure yourself of the Trebes is to get the Trebes again. That joke was funnier when I was talking to you about it on the train. But anyone who is out there, again, I'll plug Eric Scottalotti of the Not Movies podcast. Great podcast. Catcher of the Trebes.
Did you ever get rid of it?
I mean, I
and
think
then get it again?
I think I keep giving it to him every time I see him.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. Let's talk about the Emmys. Let's just move on.
Right. Yeah,
awkwardly.
Sure.
Please cut that out. Don't cut that out. I don't care. Whatever. Jimmy Kimmel, the host. First of all, how do you feel about Jimmy Kimmel?
He's fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he's fine. He was the best part of the Man Show. And
he was the best part of the Man Show.
And the best part
of Win Ben Stein's money?
Yeah, maybe the best part. Ben Stein was pretty great.
He was all right. He was really good last night. He was actually really on point. There was a bit with him and Matt Damon that was like...
Oh.
Stellar.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. It was right after Jimmy Kimmel.
What was Matt Damon even doing there?
Well, they notoriously have like a little...
Right. So did he come for that bit?
Yeah, he came for that bit.
Do you want to talk about their ongoing bit a little bit?
So their ongoing bit is that when Jimmy Kimmel's show premiered, at the end of his very first episode, he made a joke, and I don't know if it was written or if it was just an offhand thing that he said, but as they were closing the credits, he was kind of making fun of that, he's kind of not the Tonight Show, he's not a big show right now. And he said, my apologies to Matt Damon, we just ran out of time. That the idea that like their show is so big already after the first the episode, that they would have a giant A-list star like Matt Damon and they would bump him because they run out of time. And then that caught on and like became his catchphrase that he says at the end of every episode. I think he still says it to this day. But ever since then, he and Matt Damon have notoriously traded jabs back and forth like the entire time. There was the famous Sarah Silverman video when Kimmel and Silverman were together, the I'm fucking Matt Damon, which he then countered with I'm fucking Ben Affleck, which was incredible.
Yeah, I mean they both were very good.
They were really good, but that I'm fucking Ben Affleck video is just so chock full of stars. Level. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And ever since then, like they have great chemistry together.
There's one of the more recent ones was I think Ben Affleck
coming on the show,
sneaking Matt Damon onto.
They actually used that clip at the Emmys because he was nominated. Jimmy Kimmel's show was nominated for an Emmy, and they used that clip at the Emmys. And then he lost, and the bit was Matt Damon came on and was just like, "That sucks, dude. That sucks that you lost. You're a big loser." It was great. Yeah, I mean, I would go online and watch it. It's definitely worth watching.
I don't know that it's up there, but look for it.
That bit might be up there by now. Like, they might have put that up by now. Let's see. Do you want to start with actors, or do you want, like, I could start with the series and go down, or I could start with the actors and build up?
Whatever.
All right, great. This one's I kind of spoiled this for you, and I'll start with this one because I spoiled it already in the last episode. Best drama series. The nominees were The Americans, Game of Thrones, House of Cards, Downton Abbey, Better Call Saul, Mr. Robot, Homeland. Question 1, do you watch any of those shows?
Yes.
Which ones?
Mr. Robot, I saw. This is for the first season of Mr. Robot.
Yes, for the first season.
I saw that.
Any of the other ones?
No.
Okay, so your vote would probably go to Mr. Robot then.
To be completely honest, Mr. Robot was good, but not until like more than halfway through the show, in my opinion. It was a very generic hacker anonymous kind of show, and have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, you have. So spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, just skip forward like 30 seconds and we'll be done with it. But there's a moment halfway through the show where you find out that like he's just hallucinating a ton of stuff.
They Fight Club it.
Yeah.
It's basically Fight Club.
Yeah, sure. But there's more than just like one person isn't real. Like it turns out the girl he's been like sort of involved with is his sister, I think.
Yeah. There's a whole thing that's his sister, and they all kind of know each other because he suffers from a mental disorder.
And he's made up many people, it seems like. Well, they also don't, by the end of the season, they don't necessarily tell you who he's made up and who he hasn't.
I think. See, my impression was everyone was real, but the status of their relationships to
Mr.
each
Robot
other.
is not.
No, he's not. He's fake.
Yeah.
But the status of their relationship to each other. Is fabricated.
Yeah, sure.
It was something like his best friend and his sister really know each other.
Well, but like, did the thing where he went to this weird like drug den really happen? stuff like that. Like, it seemed probably not. There's stuff that could be real, could be not real, that they haven't really touched on.
Yeah.
The end of the first season left a lot of cliffhangers, and supposedly the second season it just blows it out of the water. So
Right.
I more anticipate that it will probably win next year.
Right.
If at all. I mean, if Game of Thrones is still going.
Yeah, I mean, so as I spoiled before, Game of Thrones won last night. I mean, that's not really
News.
a huge surprise.
No, not
I
at
don't
all.
think.
I mean, the Emmys have always loved that show. Everyone loves that show, so I'm not too surprised.
Best comedy series nominated were Veep, Transparent, Silicon Valley, Modern Family, Master of None, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and Blackish.
Blackish did not win.
Okay.
Right out of the gate. It's between Master of None, Veep, and Transparent.
Winner is Veep.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Veep is like the next show on my list to go through.
It's pretty funny. I could see that.
I've not seen an episode of it. I've seen clips of it, and it's really everything. Every clip I've seen is really good.
Yeah.
Everyone in the cast that I know of is really good.
Well, and Transparent is one that when I saw that it was up for comedy stuff, I was sort of not confused by, but I could see an argument that it's a comedy, but it's
kind of, from what I understand, like it started off clearly a comedy and has since kind of morphed into a drama.
Sure.
The same with Orange is the New Black. That started off heavy comedy and is now like and to the point that I think now it gets in the drama category.
Well, I was going to say that Transparent is a comedy in the same way that Orange is the New Black is a comedy, in that it's not really
a comedy.
It's a drama with jokes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, best actress in a drama series. Viola Davis for How to Get Away with Murder.
She's good.
Claire Danes for Homeland.
Probably not.
Taraji P. Henson for Empire.
Probably not.
Which, by the way, every time I see her, she just looks like a fucking mess.
Really?
Yeah, she just looks nuts. She was nominated for an Oscar for Benjamin Button for his mom.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Tatiana Maslany for Orphan Black.
Probably not.
Kerry Russell.
She deserves it.
Kerry Russell for The Americans.
Probably not.
Robin Wright for House of Cards.
What was the first one?
Viola Davis for How to Get Away with Murder, who won last year.
Oh. I'm going to go with that one.
Viola Davis?
Yeah.
You would be wrong. However, in good news, you would get what you want. Tatiana Maslany for Orphan Black.
Oh,
yeah. Wow. So I take it you watch Orphan Black?
No. I mean, I've seen it, and I know.
Do you watch television at all?
I don't have cable.
Fair enough.
No, I've seen all of the all of the different varieties of characters that she plays on the show, and it's really, really impressive.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, have you not seen it?
I've seen the pilot, but I haven't seen.
She plays just a fountain of different types of people.
Yeah.
Astounding. Like she'll be a stock owner in one episode, and then she'll be a drug dealer in another.
So does she? Is it one of those things where she is that character like for the entire episode, or is it?
I think it's a story.
Or is it like a what do you call it? Like United States of Terra, where she just kind of switches all around.
No, I think there are different. You said you saw the pilot. I'm not really too sure of it. I mostly know it for its for all of those different types of characters that she plays. But I believe that it's something like she was cloned.
Yeah. Or
there are many different versions of her that were sort of dropped off in various places and all were raised in different areas.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, from what I remember, that's what that deal is. Kerry Russell for The Americans. I've seen a little bit of The Americans. It's really good. Yeah. It's something you should give a chance. Yeah. House of Cards. I love that show. Yeah. Robin Wright is great in that show. Like I said, Taraji B. Henson just seems like a fucking mess every time I see her, just in general, in public. Yeah. That has nothing to do with her acting ability, but that's just my comment on it. Valid. I mean, I clearly don't watch Empire. I'm clearly not the demographic for Empire. Sure. Although, if you've ever seen Danny Strong, the creator of Empire, is a short white man.
They always are.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So, best actor in a drama series.
This one I know.
Okay. Kyle Chandler for Bloodline, Rami Malek for Mr. Robot, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Matthew Rhys for The Americans, Liev Schreiber for Ray Donovan, and Kevin Spacey for House of Cards. And the winner was Rami Malek. Thoughts on Rami Malek?
What I said about the show, notwithstanding,
Yeah.
that man is a powerhouse.
He is unbelievably good in this show.
Yeah.
He transcends any flaws that it, like, I was slightly disappointed in the finale of the first season because of the kind of twist, and I was like, really? We're going Fight Club on this?
Okay, yeah, I sort of did too.
But his performance transcended any problems I had with the show.
Yes.
Like, he's so good. He's
subtle.
He is subtle.
I mean, he has to be as someone who's clearly some form of autism, or at least on the autism spectrum.
Yeah, it is one of those performances. I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, this kid has to actually have this. Like,
and
he's that
totally
good.
Different. Yeah.
I know the job of an actor is to make me believe that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this can't be just an actor. Like, I'm pretty sure he's got some of this.
Well, it's interesting too because playing a character who clearly has a disorder of some kind like that, where he really doesn't emote.
Right.
They do great things where they will do just super close-ups on his face and show crazy subtle eye movements.
I was just going to say, the darting of his eyes, or just the way he'll almost say something, like his jaw will twitch or something. You know what I mean?
There's clearly an emotion buried in there, and they just open the door just a crack so you can see it, which is really good.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
He's constantly living in every moment of that show.
I think Christian Slater won last year, didn't he? Or he was at least
he won a
nominated.
Golden Globe for supporting.
Yeah.
I think
he's very good in it.
He's really good. Not even nominated on this.
No, that's a good call. But we haven't gotten to who was nominated yet,
true.
so I don't know if anyone would be booted off. But I'm very surprised he won because he is sort of an unknown. It's not. I mean, to go for a best lead actor to go to someone who no one really knows in general is pretty outrageous.
So let me ask you this. Okay, of the others, I'll name them again. Kyle Chandler for Bloodline, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Matthew Rhys for The Americans, Liev Schreiber for Ray Donovan, and Kevin Spacey for House of Cards. Granted, I will contend that you have probably not seen any of these. Other than Rami Malek, who do you think would probably have the best chance?
Did Liev Schreiber and Kevin Spacey win for those shows before? Kevin Spacey most certainly, right?
Maybe he has.
So here's the thing. If either of them had not yet, one of them.
Okay.
The other one, the one that I would really expect it to go to, though, is Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah. I thought that... Yeah. I was...
That's who I would have put my money on.
I will say this. I actually love this category. Like, I love every actor in this category.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk. I love Rami Malek. Kyle Chandler will always be Coach Taylor to me, but I don't know. I mean, Bloodline is on Netflix. I encourage you to watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, I love House of Cards. I've never seen Ray Donovan. I'm not big on Liev Schreiber.
I actually really like him.
Really?
Yeah.
He's okay. He's all right.
Did you see Spotlight?
I did see Spotlight. He was great in Spotlight.
Yeah.
I will give him that. Has Kevin Spacey won?
Also, I mean, honestly, the best part, maybe second best part of Wolverine Origins.
I mean, other than the closing credits?
Oh, zinger. Actually, the opening credits was probably the best part. Do you remember the opening credits of that scene?
No, through months of therapy, I blocked that movie out.
No, man. The first, probably the best part in X-Men history is the opening credits of that movie.
What is the opening credits of that?
It's Wolverine and Sabretooth going through every major war.
Oh, I do remember that. That was pretty good.
I think it's part of the reason the movie was so poorly received.
Right.
Was because they set it up to be this amazing movie with that great opening credit scene.
He has never won an Emmy for Frank Underwood. Kevin Spacey.
So yeah, him.
Yeah.
More because it's owed to him, or they would feel that way.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I mean, listen, whenever they announce the last season of House of Cards, he'll probably win.
Yeah.
Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. We don't need to do best directing because that's really
Yeah, who gives a shit about directors?
Yeah. Oh, Rami Malek's first line of his acceptance speech, he's freaking out. He gets up on stage. He goes to the mic and he goes, "Please tell me you're seeing this too." It was great. It was the best.
That's
Look
good.
that one up too. That's a good speech.
Well, yeah, I heard his speech was very good. But interesting fact about Rami Malek is First time a non-white actor has won that award in 18 years.
Yes.
Since Andre Braugher.
For Homicide? Wow. Very nice. Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Emilia Clarke for Game of Thrones. Lena Headey for Game of Thrones. Maggie Smith for Downton Abbey. Maura Tierney for The Affair. Maisie Williams for Game of Thrones.
Jesus Christ.
Constance Zimmer for Unreal.
Is it a Game of Thrones?
It is not a Game of Thrones.
What were the others? Maggie Smith, Downton Abbey.
Smith, Maura Tierney for The Affair, and Constance Zimmer for Unreal.
Unreal? The Lifetime show?
Yes. This has been getting really good reviews.
I've watched it. I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I watched the first half of the first season and I couldn't do it
anymore.
anymore.
I'm probably going to at least give it that much of a try because I've heard really good things about it.
It's pretty rough.
Okay.
Probably it just doesn't get the funding it needs.
How's she in it?
Who is she? Is she the main
girl.
woman?
Yeah, the main woman.
She's good.
Okay.
Yeah, she's good. I think it probably just doesn't get the funding it needs. There's a lot of actors who are like, come on!
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm just trying to do my job! That was very loud.
That was really loud.
Come on! I'm just trying to do... That's still really loud.
Just keep doing it.
I was trying to do it quieter. Come on!
No, just don't.
It's not going to work. But yeah, they're all like kind of zany and over the top, and they don't really know how to be in front of a camera.
Yeah, she's always good. She's the dramatic Pam Adlon. That's what I always. Whenever I see her, I'm like, oh, dramatic.
Well, she's really good in the show when they sort of shove her right into just complete despair and sorrow, and she's just wallowing in despair of her own life, which is hysterical.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But everything else is kind of blah.
Okay.
I don't think it was Maggie Smith. Am I wrong?
Keep going. I want to see here. I want to.
That means I'm wrong.
I want to see who you think it actually is. Then
I don't know what The Affair is.
The Affair is the guy I showed you, Dominic West, who I thought would be a good Batman a couple episodes ago. I showed you a picture of him, but it's riveting.
I don't know.
No,
I have no idea.
Maggie Smith.
Okay.
Smith for Downton Abbey. Listen, it was Downton Abbey's finale. Maggie Smith is
forgot.
Amazing in that show.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's only fitting.
Okay, yeah. I am pretty surprised it wasn't a Game of Thrones. I mean, there are 3 of them on there.
I know. But listen, Dame Maggie Smith, she'll kick all their asses.
Look, she probably walked in and was like, "Oh, it would be lovely for me to win an Emmy," and they were like, "Yes."
They actually made a joke about that because she has been nominated for 9. She's won 3. I think this was her 4th.
Emmys?
This was her 3rd.
What shows has she been in other than this?
And she has shown up for none of them.
Including
and Jimmy Kimmel spent a good portion of his monologue talking about how Maggie Smith has shown up to everything to accept every award. Tonys, Oscars, BAFTAs, Golden Globes, never shown up to the Emmys. And he's like, why do we keep giving awards to this woman? She never shows up. It's a slap in the face. If she wins tonight, we're not giving it to her. And then she won, and he walked out on stage. They were like, we are accepting this on her. And he's like, no. And he said, Maggie Smith, if you want this, you can find it in the Lost and Found. And he walked off with it. It was great. It was really good. Best Variety Sketch Series.
Oh.
Documentary Now. Drunk History. Inside Amy Schumer. Key and Peele. Portlandia. Saturday Night Live.
How long has Portlandia been on?
Ooh.
Years.
Yeah.
5.
At least.
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele it is.
Nice.
It was their last season as well. So you always get that last season like bump. They're really on fire.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Did you see Keanu?
I did not see Keanu.
It was pretty good. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm really... I do want to see it. When it comes to whatever platform it comes to.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be on Netflix soon.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I told my girlfriend about that movie, and I was like, look, you have to watch this trailer. And she was like, you always come home and say, I have to watch a trailer. What's this one? And I said, okay, it's for a movie called Keanu. Hear me out.
Yeah, I when it comes, I'm definitely going to watch it. It's for sure. Best Variety Talk Series. So,
talk show.
Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel Live. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. The Late Late Show with James Corden. Real Time with Bill Maher. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
It's got to be Last Week Tonight, right?
Yeah, with John Oliver.
Nice.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
I watch it every time it comes
It
out.
is the new Daily Show.
Yeah.
Like
basically.
I predict, like this is just going to be. He's just going to win Emmy after Emmy after Emmy after.
Yeah,
Emmy.
probably.
Like,
I mean, it really is like. I mean, that's a great way of putting it. Because Trevor Noah's fine.
He's fine,
But he just doesn't. He
falls between Jon Stewart and Craig Kilborn.
Yeah, I was going to say he certainly puts more effort into the humor and not into... I mean, there was such a deep sincerity that Jon Stewart had in the show.
Right.
And I don't see that with Trevor Noah. And I see it, but I see it with John Oliver.
Yeah, it's kind of the likes... that is going to be something the likes of which we will never really see again. I think for that show. For The Daily Show.
Sure.
Like, that was just... I remember... You and I have been alive long enough to have seen... him come onto the show, and kind of like I don't know if you watched it when you were a kid with Kilborn on it, and it was a different show, and it was fine, and that could still be on today. Like,
he was pretty rough on it. He definitely felt like a child in shoes that were too big for him.
Right, but there was they took a different slant with it when it first came on. They wanted to be like a local news station,
right,
rather than a national.
Yes. Actually, fun fact, in one of the first seasons, one of my old professors is on the show.
Oh, really?
He got covered for doing a performance art piece where he covered himself in, I think, popcorn.
Okay.
And then laid out by the airport so seagulls would eat it off of him.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And they interviewed him. His name's Davin Heckman. I'm sure you can find the clip.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But that Kilborn show... it would totally work fine today. It would be fine. It'd be good. It wouldn't garner any awards, but it'd be doing well. And then Stewart came on, and like you're right, it was a different thing. And I remember when I was a kid not liking that Jon Stewart was replacing Craig Kilborn because I was a big fan of the show.
I was too young for that, but I remember my sister being like, "I'm not okay with this."
Yeah. And then he came on, and it was so good, and it just got better and better, and it became a different.
What was interesting
thing.
when it became a celebrity talk show, and then it became a political talk show, which was interesting.
And it really evolved. It was very weird to watch it as someone who was a fan of it before he even came on, and was a fan of it just for the comedy. It was weird to watch it morph into it was weird to watch it morph into a show that had a social conscience.
Yes.
And so that was really odd.
Well, and it was right around...
It's still exciting.
Yeah, and it was right around, and not to bring it back to this in the last episode we talked about it, but around 9/11.
Right. Yeah, he really, came into his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like last week, to bring it back to what we were talking... Last Week Tonight is that... It's not... I don't think it's going to be the same thing, because that was so new, and that was so kind of... not different, but it was time for a show like that to come into our generation. But that Last Week Tonight is just going to win Emmy after Emmy because it's just going to be the new.
It's fantastic. I mean, it really has a sincerity that most of the other comedy talk shows lack.
Yeah. I normally wouldn't do this one, but I'm gonna say this one just because I know you'll like the outcome. Best writing for a variety special: Amy Schumer Live at the Apollo, John Mulaney The Comeback Kid, Patton Oswalt, Talking for Clapping, Tig Notaro, Boyish Girl Interrupted, and Triumph's Election Special 2016.
Oh my god. There's so... Is this about... Are you reading this one because of a particular person?
Yes.
Because there's a couple in there I
know there's
like.
a couple... As I was reading, I was like, oh, there's actually a couple in here that you actually like.
Alright, I'm going to say my favorite one.
Yeah.
John Mulaney?
Nope.
Tig Notaro?
Nope, Patton Oswalt.
What? He's fine.
Oh, I thought you liked him really
Yeah, he's good. Out of all the people on there, but out of all the people on that list, he's right in the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, John Mulaney is
really
probably my
that one
favorite
wrong
comedian. And Tig Notaro is a close second.
Okay, best limited series: American Crime, Fargo, The Night Manager, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, and Roots.
Oh God. O.J. Simpson?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing was all over the place, man.
Yeah.
This thing was like fucking crazy. This was another thing that it just captured. It was something that just captured the American culture for this moment.
Yeah.
I don't know why we got like juice fever this past summer, but we did.
Have you seen it?
I haven't. I started to watch the other one, the documentary series.
Oh yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
The OJ Made in America. That's really good. I'll give that one a vote to anyone listening out there. Go watch that. It's actually really good. I do want to watch this.
Has anything changed?
What do you mean?
Well, since the
he's in jail. Does that change?
Didn't he get free? Did they determine he did it?
No. But then he went to jail for for robbery or armed robbery or something like that. Yeah, he's gone. He's done. They sentenced him to so many years that he's probably never going to get out.
Why would you get off that easy? And that closely? Why would you take that? Like, it's so close. He almost went to jail for the rest of his life. Maybe even had capital punishment.
Right.
And got off scot-free. And then you
robbed
a place?
It said something to do with somebody stole, or he felt somebody stole the other glove. Yep, that was it. His memorabilia, or some of his stuff.
Good God.
I don't know. It was weird.
So you call the police. Remember when they helped you out before? By not being able to help it? Maybe that's why he did it. Because he was like, they couldn't even get enough evidence to convict me.
Yeah, they're never going to catch this guy.
God.
I think what happened, I think it was a misunderstanding. I think he called the police and he's like, hey, somebody stole my stuff. And they're like, great, we'll get right over. And he's like, here, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hop in my Bronco. Just follow me to the city. And then it was a big misunderstanding. That's the best joke you're going to get out of me this entire podcast. And I don't mean this episode. I mean forever.
I'm okay with that.
That's the best joke I'm ever going to do.
If you can just aim for that high a quality for the rest of the time we do this, I will be absolutely fine with that.
That's never going to happen again.
Wow.
It was really good. I'm really proud of that joke. I'm going to go on record. I don't normally toot my own horn. That's not true. I toot it all the time. But I'm going to go on record right now and say that was a damn fine joke,
That's
Chris.
pretty great.
Good job.
Pat yourself on the back.
That's right, because no one else is going to do it. Certainly not my wife, who doesn't listen to this show. I'm just going to put that in there. Just want to see if she's listening. Sarah, you're not listening. I know you're not. Full of crap. Best television movie, Andrew. Very Merry Christmas.
Oh.
All the Way. That's the LBG.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Confirmation. That's the one with Kerry Washington. Don't worry about it. Luther. And Sherlock, the Abominable Bride.
Did you just have a stroke?
Yeah, I did.
So I think I overheard someone saying it. Okay. So I think I would not think this otherwise. I would think that it was, what were the first ones you named?
A Very Merry Christmas?
Nah.
All the Way?
Maybe.
Confirmation?
No.
Luther?
No.
Sherlock?
Yeah, Sherlock.
It is Sherlock. Yeah. It's always Sherlock. It's always going to be Sherlock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see this? This is the one that they flash back to actual period.
I haven't seen any of the Sherlock.
You've never seen any Sherlock?
No. It's on my list, but it's really hard for me to justify it when each episode is an hour and a half.
I almost threw this water in your face.
Please don't. The mic is right here.
I know. But it's... I can't even... I can't.
I know. I honestly, Benedict Cumberbatch is fine. I don't really like Martin Freeman all that much.
You're wrong.
I mean, I didn't really like him as Arthur Dent.
Okay.
I didn't really like him in Civil War.
Okay. What about The Office?
I haven't seen that one. I've seen the American one. I didn't really like him in... What was that movie that he was in with everybody? It had Alan Rickman and Liam Neeson and Bill Nighy.
Wait, who? Martin Freeman?
Yes.
Oh, Love Actually.
Yeah, he was fine, I guess.
I've
never seen him in a movie where I'm like, whoa, Martin Freeman, look at you.
Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's fine. He's
damn
good.
You.
I saw him in Star Trek.
Okay, just watch at least one. Watch the first episode of Sherlock.
You know what it is? I'm worried it's going to be better than the Robert Downey Jr. one.
It is better than the Robert Downey Jr. one. It is. It's so much better.
But they're so good.
He's the best Sherlock I've ever seen.
Stop it.
He is.
Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies are the best.
You're an idiot.
Have you seen both of them?
I've seen the first one.
The second one is actually better. It's very good.
Well, it would have to be by standards of any measure.
Listen.
It was fine. I didn't hate it. It was just all right. It was fine.
Get in a white Bronco right now.
Best actor in a limited series or television movie. Bryan Cranston, all the way. Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock. Idris Elba for Luther. Cuba Gooding Jr. for The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
I didn't even know he was in that.
He plays O.J. Simpson.
Why didn't they just get O.J. Simpson?
Shut up.
He's been in movies.
Tom Hiddleston.
He was in...
He was in Lethal Weapon. No, not Lethal Weapon. The Naked Gun.
Yeah, the fake
other
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Tom Hiddleston, The Night Manager.
Good God. This is a good list.
Courtney B. Vance, The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
I don't know who that is.
He was the guy who played Johnny Cochran in The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
I mean, it's got to be Bryan Cranston, right?
Nope, it's Courtney B. Vance.
What? But I haven't.
I'm gonna give you a hint for the rest of these, which there aren't many more. When in doubt, go with The People vs. O.J. Simpson. This thing was all over the place.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that it was good enough to win necessarily.
But that's the thing about the Emmys is a lot of times, movies are different. Like if a movie's big, that's what it's meant to do. Yeah. It's meant to just like be huge. But the Emmys, when something captures the culture that way, the Emmys just give it to them.
Yeah,
like, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to win a bunch of Emmys. Best Actress in a Limited Series or Television Movie, Kirsten Dunst for Fargo, Felicity Huffman for American Crime, Audra McDonald for Lady Day Emerson's Bar and Grill, Sarah Paulson for The People vs. O.J. Simpson, Lily Taylor for American Crime, and Kerry Washington for Confirmation.
Paul Lillison for People vs. O.J. Simpson.
You'd be right.
Hey.
In a really interesting moment, she played Marcia Clark. She brought Marcia Clark with her.
What?
So Sarah Paulson played Marcia Clark.
Yeah.
And brought the real Marcia Clark with her.
On set?
No, to the awards.
Oh, I was like,
that was her plus one. Her date was Marcia Clark.
Wow.
That was pretty. That was actually really cool. What time are we at? All right, I'm gonna do. All right, Best Supporting Actor in a Limited Series: Sterling Brown for People vs. O.J. Simpson, Hugh Laurie for The Night Manager, Jesse Plemons for Fargo, David Schwimmer for O.J. Simpson, John Travolta for O.J. Simpson, Bokeem Woodbine for Fargo.
What was the first one?
Sterling K. Brown for The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
It can't be David Schwimmer.
It's not David Schwimmer.
It can't be John Travolta.
It is not John Travolta.
Is it the first one?
It is the first one.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, but you know what's hilarious? He beat David Schwimmer and John Travolta.
Is that really?
What do you mean, is that really? Is that really that hard to do?
Yeah.
They're big stars who went to television. You know what I mean? Like
David Schwimmer went to television, did he?
Right. John Travolta. I really thought John Travolta was going to win because they're like, hey, John Travolta stooped to doing television. You know, things like that.
Sure.
Best Supporting Actress. Oh, this one's pretty good. Best Supporting Actress: Kathy Bates for American Horror Story.
Oh.
Olivia Colman for The Night Manager. Regina King for American Crime, Melissa Leo for All the Way, Sarah Paulson, again, for American Horror Story this time, and Jean Smart for Fargo.
I've forgotten most of them already.
Alright, it was Regina King for American Crime anyway. So
I don't know what that is.
American Crime is a series. It's kind of like American Horror Story in that, like, they have a cast of actors that they use, and they tell a different story every season, and they recast them. It's also by the same people.
Like True. Oh, so the opposite of True Detective, where they just recast.
Yeah, no, it's the opposite. Like I said, American Horror Story does like the same people over and over. Like Jessica Lange is always in it.
Yeah, yeah. Zachary Quinto was for a while.
For a little while. Yeah, so they do that. That's what they do. Best Actor in a Comedy Series: Anthony Anderson for Blackish, Aziz Ansari for Master of None, Will Forte for The Last Man on Earth, William H. Macy for Shameless, Thomas Middleditch for Silicon Valley, and Jeffrey Tambor for Transparent.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he didn't win last year. I remember. I remember he was notoriously, supposed to win. I put in quotes.
Right.
But Aziz Ansari was notably last year reading a book when the camera flashed his name for his show, Master of None. He was reading a book called How to Lose to Jeffrey Tambor Respectably or something.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I do. Who won that year? I don't even remember who won
It was not Jeffrey Tambor. It was neither of them.
Yeah.
It was someone else.
Yeah,
well,
so it was
good.
Jeffrey Tambor.
He's great.
I was a little disappointed Will Forte didn't win. I would have. Have you seen Last Man on Earth?
I've seen some of it. I haven't seen enough.
It's great. It really is so
it's very
brilliantly
funny.
done. Aziz Ansari, I was a little. I haven't seen Master of None, but I've heard nothing.
I haven't either.
Really
I have like 3 friends in it.
Yeah.
One of our teachers is in it.
One of our teachers is in it? Who is in it? Ed Satrakian?
Yeah, that's the one.
He's in that?
Yes.
Ed Satrakian's in that.
I'm nearly certain.
Sure.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
All right. I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
iTunes not too long ago gave away the entire 2nd season of Blackish for free.
Well, how else are they going to get it to people?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that show.
I've seen a monologue from it, I think about Obama or something. There's like a really beautiful speech.
Yeah,
that
there was like
gives.
a very special episode, which was really well done. But the whole series is actually really well written and really well done. I think it's kind of underrated by the mass audience.
Sure.
That I think people should give it a better chance.
Okay, yeah.
Best Actress in a Comedy Series: Ellie Kemper for Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Veep, Laurie Metcalf for Getting On. I don't even know what that is. Tracy Ellis Ross for Blackish. She's actually great in that show. Amy Schumer, Inside Amy Schumer. Lily Tomlin, Gracie, and Frankie.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's great. Like we said this before when we were talking about Veep. Every clip I've seen of her is amazing. She
great.
can do no wrong. There's nothing you can't do.
It's funny because I remember when she tried for a while after Seinfeld to do stuff, and
all of hers, they never worked out. But they were always really good. That's what I remember. And she always got really good reviews. They were like, "This is really good. Everybody should watch it." Nobody would watch it, and so it got canceled.
That sounds right.
This is gonna be the last. I think this is the last one we're gonna do. Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. This one was really surprising. I know we're gonna go over. We'll cut a bunch of this shit out. Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series: Anna Klumsky for Veep, Gabby Hoffman for Transparent, Allison Janney for Mom, Judith Light for Transparent, Kate McKinnon for SNL, Niecy Nash for Getting O.
I actually knew this one too. Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon, who is...
I mean, she's a superstar at this
really
point.
Great.
Yeah.
Really fantastic. And...
Did you see Ghostbusters?
I did. I still have not seen Ghostbusters.
She is... I mean, she's worth the ticket price alone.
Is she really?
Yeah. Her stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, and she's always really good on SNL.
She and Chris Hemsworth are both just...
Every once in a while she gets a little overbearing on SNL, but for the most part, she nails it.
Well, I would be a
out.
little worried about putting her in a lead role.
Right.
Because she is, what happens when you give Jack Sparrow the reins?
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? What happens
yeah.
when if you gave Cosmo Kramer his own spinoff?
Yeah.
They're characters...
It's too much.
Yeah, they're characters who need to be the best friend.
But she is so good on that show. And
she's just an endless well of energy.
I think that she is one of the first people from SNL to win in a while.
I mean,
people get nominated all the time.
That's
for
not
show.
surprising to me.
But like Kristen Wiig never won. I don't think.
I mean, her stuff on SNL really wasn't that great.
Target Lady.
I remember she played that talk show host lady, Regis and Kelly. What's her
Kathy
face?
Lee.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
She was great as Kathy Lee.
She was terrible. I mean, she was probably fine, but if it was her or whoever was writing that stuff, wasn't very good.
Yeah.
They just made her drunk, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
But that's the joke about Kathy.
And then she would sometimes have an English. But if you can't make a joke on a gimmick.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
You
can't make a 5 to 10 minute bit
right.
on she's just drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was really nice to see. It was really great to see somebody from SNL actually
and
win.
She's just a powerhouse.
And if anyone was going to win.
Yeah. Good for her.
Oh, there were a bunch more.
Are they any good?
No, there's 2. Oh, there's one that I do want to do. Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. Matt Walsh for Veep, Keegan Michael Key for Key and Peele, Tony Hale for Veep, Titus Burgess for Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Ty Burrell for Modern Family, Andre Brower for Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Louis Anderson for Baskets.
Oh, I did know this one too. This one was all over my social media.
Yeah, it is.
The man that I thought died a long time ago, but that may have been John Candy I was thinking of.
Yep.
Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
Baskets.
Oh, it's so good.
Have you seen that show?
I saw the pilot, and that is
I've only seen the
enough to
commercials.
know that he should win.
It looks really good.
He's
I didn't even
so
know he was
great.
in it.
I didn't know either until he just walked on screen, and you were like, "What the fuck is that?" Because for a while I was like, "Is that Louis Anderson in a dress?" And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, "He is amazing on this show."
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you just watch it one episode, you'll understand why he won.
Is that written by Louis C.K.?
It's written by Louis C.K. and
It stars Zach Galifianakis.
And Zach Galifianakis. Yeah.
I remember when the first trailer came out. Is it a trailer if it's a TV show? Is it a commercial? When the first commercial came out for that show, I remember it's just Zach Galifianakis trying to order a beverage in a fast food drive-thru.
Right.
And it was like the funniest 2 minutes that I'd ever seen.
Yeah, it's really
of
good.
him just trying to order like a Faygo or something.
Well, because the concept of the
Schweppes.
show is that he is he studied clowning in France. He wanted to be a professional clown, and he flunked out of clowning school. And so the only job, but this is his passion.
Yeah.
And so he refuses to give up on it. And so the only job he can get is to be a rodeo clown in Texas named Baskets. And just
it sounds pretty good.
It's so freaking good. And he is Louis Anderson in it. It's like the best part.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I mean, it's
so
on the
good.
list.
There's one moment.
Is it on a streaming thing?
It's on FX. So if FX has a, because the first season just got done.
I think you might be able to see it on their website.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you go to their website, I'm sure you might be able to check.
Yeah, all right.
This will be the last. This one I swear is the
Good
last
lord.
one. Best supporting actor: Jonathan Banks, Better Call Saul. Peter Dinklage, Kit Harington, Peter Dinklage and Kit Harington, Game of Thrones. Michael Kelly for House of Cards. Ben Mendelsohn for Bloodline. And John Voight for Ray Donovan.
Who's Kit? Whoever?
Kit Harington? Jon Snow.
Oh. It's got to be Dinklage and Snow, doesn't it?
Nope.
Oh, who's the last one?
John Voight for Ray Donovan.
Nah, who's the one before that?
Ben Mendelsohn for
Him?
Bloodline. Yeah.
Just
in time for Rogue One.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And
he's great.
For Just in Time for Rogue One.
Is he in Doctor Strange, or is that the other guy from Hannibal?
Yeah. It's the guy who plays Hannibal is in Doctor Strange. Yeah. That's the Emmys. That was fun.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So hopefully, if nothing else, we gave some notice to some shows that people didn't hear about.
Yeah.
Go watch some good shows. Like if any of these shows that are listed are you're able to watch them, go watch them because they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would recommend one, which one would it be?
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, that'd be mine too.
Yeah.
So I guess go see Mr. Robot.
Yeah. Go watch Mr. Robot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to reading assignments.
Yeah.
What do you say? You want to start or you want me to start?
I'll go.
Yeah?
This is my favorite thing that you have given me so far.
Yeah! All right. So I gave you last week Identity Crisis.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell them about what Identity Crisis is about.
I guess it's not hard to talk about. I was going to say it's hard to talk about without ruining anything, but there really isn't anything to ruin until maybe the last issue.
Right.
It is a classic whodunit.
Yes.
Very similar to... Not very similar. In its own right, but along the same lines as The Long Halloween.
Yeah, good pull.
Where you're really trying to figure out who this person is. There's very little violence or fighting. It's really just a tale of who has done this thing, and everyone's trying to figure it out. And very similar to The Long Halloween, I knew what it was 3 or 4 different times,
right?
And then it was not one.
Bad at all.
None of them.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me who ended up being the person responsible for the crime.
Yeah, Meltzer does a really good job about setting up red herrings that don't feel obvious.
Yes.
That it's not like, I'm going to take you purposely down this path just because we got to kill some time and I got to lead you down somewhere so it's not so direct.
Yeah, every page in this is leading towards the end.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing is that I love this miniseries. The first time I read it, this comic, it is one of the few comics, if not the only comic, that I can remember having a physical reaction to during... spoiler, the chase with Captain Boomerang and Robin's dad.
The chase?
Not the chase, but when Captain Boomerang breaks into the house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Robin is...
And, because there's that reveal of, like, who he's really going after.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God. And I literally turned a page and went, oh! Like, I've never done that before reading alone.
Sure.
But it's, he does a really good with Red Herring.
Yeah, nothing's wasted. He does a lot of really good stuff with blank panels without dialogue.
Yep.
We were just talking about Rami Malek, who has very subtle movements in his eyes and even in his jaw or in his body. You see that.
Right.
The characters
you can feel it.
are... I mean, the artist is an actor in this.
Yeah.
And you can tell how good of an actor the artist is by looking at all of the characters.
Yes.
He's playing literally every character in this.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see characters like the Flash not say anything for maybe 3 panels in a row.
Right.
And see the transition they go through emotionally just in those 3 panels.
Yeah. I love one of the opening in that opening sequence of Elongated Man and Firebird.
Yes.
When they're sitting on the rooftop. There's that, I think it's on the first page even. They have the whole thing about
a novel.
In a novel you know that the main characters are not going to die, but if you have some secondary characters, and so from there on, the entire series is pretty much about the second tier characters of the DCU. It is not about Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Right.
It is very heavily about those other characters that people other than hardcore geeks would not really know about.
Right.
You know? Especially not when this came out.
Right.
Elongated Man and the Atom and...
Even Hawkman, Zatanna. I mean, they're both very popular, but only very popular among comic nerds.
Exactly.
There hasn't been a movie yet.
Yeah.
They're not really in the TV shows.
Exactly. So I love that concept. And once I read that line, I was like, okay, I know now everything is on the table.
Yeah.
By the way, side note, one of the reasons I love this, I have such affinity for this miniseries, is that there is when he is talking, Elongated Man is talking about how he met his wife. He has the line, that's the thing about, that is why they don't just sell chocolate and vanilla in an ice cream shop, is that every once in a while someone comes in and orders a scoop of butter pecan.
Yeah.
I used that line in my wedding vows. It was a
Jesus
line
Christ.
that I have said to my wife many, many times. Because I remember reading that and going, oh, that's how every nerd feels.
Sure.
Like, that is the culmination.
Yeah.
Brad Meltzer put into words how every nerd feels about a girl. Or how every nerd feels about love.
Did everyone in the wedding go, oh?
No.
Were they all like, nerd?
They did do that. And then they threw stones at me. It was very painful.
But yeah, this is fantastic.
It is so good.
It was really cool for me to see more of Hawkman.
Yes, Hawkman. You want to say Hawkeye, but it's Hawkman.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Hawkeye. It was really cool to see more of Hawkman. I've never known his powers, really.
Right.
I've always known he could fly. I didn't really know why, but he's got, like, the vision as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's the only one who can tell Flash is in the room at one point.
Oh, because he's Hawk Vision.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a great moment, because Flash is vibrating so fast that you can't see him. And there's a great moment, too, where I think Green Arrow is like, you can come out too, Hal. And he's like, how did you know? And Hal Jordan comes and he's like, how did you know it was here? And he was like, I was bluffing. But I figured you would come out if I said that.
Yeah, that was great. And there's so many great moments. Oh, the other thing I love about this story is that, like I said, this was a miniseries that kind of cracked open the DCU. Yeah. It ended up, because of the events in this book, the Justice League disbanded. Right. And it took a while for it to kind of reform again into what it would be. But I love, through this very kind of simple whodunit, it takes you on this deep path of mystery and intrigue throughout the entire series. And it's not just... In a lot of ways, the murder itself is very kind of tangential to what the actual storyline is. Yeah. It is a MacGuffin, if you will.
It is about something much bigger than the story.
Much bigger than the story it's actually telling. Yeah. Yeah, which makes it just so compelling. And it's actually great to read over and over again. I now know the ending, and I still... Yeah, I bet. It's one of those ones that you read again and you go... Oh, now I see how it's connected this way and this way and this way. I can see... It's fun to see the wheels in motion now.
The only thing I did not like
Uh-huh.
is and I mean this literally, I think this term gets thrown around a lot as like chauvinistic, but
Right.
the objectification of women in this, where like
Yeah.
there's a rape that happens that is
Yeah.
like very clearly just to move the plot along.
Right.
There's a lot of women dying or nearly dying.
Right.
It's very women are used as tools a number of times in it.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
sort of forgive it because the storyline. It almost requires something like that because it has
Yeah.
to be about the people who these superheroes care about the most.
Yes.
So it would make sense that it's their significant others who
And
happen
in
to
a
be women.
mostly male-dominated world,
Right.
then the women are gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they even sort of counter that with Robin's dad at one point being one
Right.
of the potential victims
Right,
someone
right,
they're
right.
after.
Right.
But yeah, it's really, really interesting. A really cool story. Lots of twists and turns. Yeah, it's really, really great. You
Good.
really learn a lot about a lot of the characters.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. It's a great if you know tangentially the DCU and
Yeah.
you want to get to know it more and more. Like I said, those B level, C level.
Even the A level. I mean, Flash really comes into his own in this too, where he's
Right.
like, "What do you mean Barry Allen agreed to this?"
right
or whatever.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah. But you really get to know those other levels of the DCU.
Yeah.
It's a great kind of leading you through, and you never feel lost. You never feel like it's not so dense in those lower level
Yeah.
heroes that you're like, who is this?
This is sort of like the
the
Defenders of
Yeah.
the DC
yeah
universe.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
They're like the alternate Justice League.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and this story as well, I wanted to say, does a great job of making sure you know why Superman, Batman, The Flash, and Green Lantern are not helping, which is great.
Yes.
They do a great job with that. Because a lot of times you read comics and you're like, okay, where's Captain America? Okay, where's Superman? Why is it...
Why don't
like,
they just fly in and fix everything?
one of the things that I didn't talk about when you had me read the Sinestro Corps books
Right.
was why isn't there was like one shot of Superman kind of helping out and then he just sort of disappears.
Right,
And I was
yeah.
like, where is he? Why
Yeah,
isn't he
why
helping
doesn't
out?
he
It
just
doesn't
stick
really
around?
make any sense.
Yeah.
But this does a great job of just putting a button right on that.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I'm really glad that you liked it. Like
Yeah.
I said, that was one that I was.
I'm
from
keeping this.
Fine. No, not a chance.
Okay. By the way, I poured nougat down one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good. I
Which
melted
one?
it first, all of them.
Okay. Cool.
I just dipped it in a vat.
Nice. I mean, whatever makes it more delicious.
I will say, it was bittersweet reading those because every time I'd go through and I'd be like, God, I gotta fucking open this thing back up and
I
put
know,
it back in.
I
And I gotta
know.
close it. And I gotta open this other fucking thing up and open it and make sure I don't fucking tear anything.
Yeah. All right. So you gave me Old Man Logan.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this could go either way or be in the middle.
Okay. So that was very.
I feel like
you really took a chance on that prediction, Andrew.
Well, here's what I mean by that. There are books that I have given you, like Hawkeye.
Yes.
I was like, I will be so surprised if you are anything other than just ecstatic about this
yeah.
book. This is one that I feel like could really go anyway.
Okay. I really enjoyed this book.
Yeah.
This is the fastest I've read anything you've given me,
Including Hawkeye?
including Hawkeye. You gave this to me last week. By the time I got home, I was halfway done
Wow.
with it. And the next day I finished it.
You know, I was going to say the same thing about Identity Crisis. I probably finished in about a day.
Yeah. It is a quick read. It's really great.
Mm-hmm.
It's written by Mark Millar, who wrote.
His name's Miller.
No, it's Millar. It's pronounced Millar.
Look, don't listen to how he pronounces it.
Listen to how you pronounce it.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm right.
Oh, well then, my mistake.
Thank you.
He also wrote Wanted. Have you ever read Wanted?
We've been over this, and no, I haven't.
Okay.
Because I said I've seen the movie, and I said,
Oh,
but
it's nothing
notably,
like it's nothing like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting about this is
He wrote. You also said he wrote.
Kick-Ass.
Yep, that's the one.
Well, the reason I bring up Wanted is I don't know. I meant to look up which came first, but the backstory to both of these are exactly the same.
Really?
Yes. It is about Wanted is also about a world in which supervillains exist
Oh.
and kind of rule. They just happen to rule in a secret society, not out in the open.
Oh, right, sure.
But it's because all the supervillains at one time coordinated themselves and attacked all the heroes.
I mean, it's a good idea. It's a
great idea.
It's a great question to ask. Why hasn't that ever happened?
Why hasn't it ever been done?
Yeah.
But I was like, I read it and I was like, this is like like the dialogue that they used to describe what happened
no.
was almost exactly the same. That being said, it is a great concept, so I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go with it. And he's stealing from himself, so I don't really care.
Yeah. It's our faults for not being sick of it.
Yeah, that's true. But I did find that really interesting. I love the world that he crafts in this.
This
like,
Mad Max style.
This Mad Max style world, to the point that you're like, they clearly thought out every detail of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I want to know more. Like, I want to be in this world more.
Yes.
I want to find out every detail. They flashed the map in one panel with like 5 cities. And I want to know all the cities in between. I want to know all the landmarks in between that aren't on that map. And I want to visit every place on that map.
How much would you cream your pants if we ended up getting like a Fallout 3 style video game of this? Like a sandbox game?
That would be incredible.
Right?
That would be, I mean, if they, I'm sorry, I'm just looking for the map.
Yeah,
now.
no, it's great. And I love too, in the map it says, run by the Kingpin, previously Magneto.
So there's a whole history behind it and everything. Like, what's the one that, I was like, negative zone opening. I was like, I just want to know what that looks like.
Yeah, right.
That would be incredible. If they just show up and there's just a rift in like time and space, just sitting there guarded by some fucking hillbilly in a lawn chair or something.
Could be, yeah.
But that they do such a good job of crafting this world, and I'm like, I want to see everything. I did find it funny that I don't know if in this post-apocalyptic world neck muscles and bone structure are weakened, because a lot of people get their heads just knocked off by just any object.
Sure.
Just any old object.
Yep.
But
could be.
Yeah. I was like,
malnutrition.
Yeah, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, everybody just getting beheaded over here.
Dude, Hawkeye, such a badass.
Yeah, he's just shooting like arrows through the fucking nose and everything. Like, it was crazy.
And this combined with Matt Fraction's Hawkeye run.
Yeah.
Why don't we have Hawkeye? Like, why isn't he a great character?
Yes, I don't understand. Like, how are you getting? It's almost like you're overthinking a simple concept. Yeah. What else did I say? I wrote a bunch of stuff down and now I'm trying to think.
What did you think of the way that? And I don't want to spoil too much, I guess, because it's a huge twist.
Right.
But what did you think of the way the X-Men died? Yeah. Right.
Like, we got to that.
That was crazy for me.
What did happen?
I nearly started crying when I read it. I was like, Jesus Christ.
And just that panel of all of them dead.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Mind blowing.
Because they hinted like, something really bad happened to Wolverine and that really screwed him up. And they would all they would show is like him fighting supervillains. And I was like, wouldn't he just kill all the supervillains and that?
Which could fuck you up, I guess. But I was like, probably not Wolverine.
No, Wolverine. Yeah. Sorry, can you give me a little water? We'll cut this out.
Do I look like a waiter to you?
I'm like dying over here. All right.
Shouldn't have had so much pizza.
You gave me pizza.
Yeah.
What am I gonna say no to pizza?
Look, if it's poisoned, you should.
Is it poisoned?
What?
All right.
You feeling better?
Damn it! Now I went down the wrong pipe. This sucks.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna open up.
All right. Yeah, open up your mail while I'm doing that.
I got 2 comics. You're good.
No, I'm good. I'll
Are you
push
sure?
through it. No, I'm gonna push through this. I'm a professional. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So yeah, professional.
Professional what?
I have no idea. So let me ask you this.
All right.
In this world, that is fascinating. It's kind of pretty much confirmed, not officially, but kind of sort of pretty much confirmed that this is going to be the plot of Wolverine 3.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure they've kind of come out and said it without officially saying
it. What happened was during Comic-Con at San Diego last year, they said, we've already got, Wolverine 3, we're writing the script, and he turns to someone and is like, can I tell them? And the guy kind of nods, and Hugh Jackman says, we're doing Old Man Logan. I think he means that literally. We're
doing an old man. Logan is an old man.
Yes, Logan's going to be an old man in this.
Okay. I'm still going to go along with this because I think it makes for an interesting question.
Yeah.
We've kind of touched on this before.
Yep.
if they can't do, I'm trying to think. So you have the Hulk, you have the Red Skull, you have the Kingpin.
Man, there's so many.
You have Doctor Doom. Those are the 4 territories? As it stands when
Yeah,
the
I
book
think
takes
so, but
place.
I don't think they even... Like, were you thinking of who would be the territories?
Who would be the territories?
Well, you don't even see Doctor Doom, right?
Yeah, but they have the rights to Doctor Doom. They could do
Oh,
Doctor
they
Doom.
do. That's true. Ugh.
You said, I forget if this was on mic or off mic, which I thought was a great idea. Instead of the Hulk.
The Thing, yeah. It was on mic.
So that's 2.
Yeah.
Who are the other 2? That's
don't...
my question.
What were they? Kingpin?
Kingpin
And Red Skull?
and Red Skull.
See, here's the thing. Do you switch it so Doctor Doom is the Red Skull and get some other generic person to be the other 2? I mean, not Kingpin because he's kind of important,
Right.
But like, do you have the main fight be with Doctor Doom, which might be interesting? Have Wolverine fight Doctor Doom, which
as
hasn't
opposed-
we haven't had that crossover yet.
Yeah, or is it going to be Magneto? Because it's already listed that Magneto had a territory loss,
Yeah.
so maybe they just don't have him lose it.
I mean, he could, but I don't know that. I mean, it would have to be Ian McKellen, right?
Right.
Well, and also, wouldn't Ian McKellen be just horribly dead by now? If
Maybe.
Logan is an old man,
Maybe.
and when the first movie came out,
in this one also, they've replaced Hawkeye with Charles Xavier. Sorry, now I'm just trying to find any more set.
I mean, and then there's one that that you never see, right? Like there's the Hulk who runs
Hulkland.
right, the place where you start off.
Yeah.
Then they have to go through the Kingpin, which I think would be cool to do Charles Xavier, even though that's not the case. I'll
Okay.
see if I can think of a replacement for that one in a minute.
Okay.
Doctor Doom you never even see, right? So that
Yeah.
could just be some generic ass.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Make it Apocalypse. He comes back, or it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, they could kind of do
Or like Toad
what they
or
did with the
Sabretooth.
They could do what they did with the Kingpin, which was like you think it's the Kingpin, and it's just like a guy
Oh, sure.
who killed the Kingpin.
Yeah,
and
who is now the
who is
Kingpin.
now the Kingpin.
You can make it Sabretooth. Just put
That
up
would be
pictures.
good.
Put up pictures
Yeah.
of Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, Sabretooth would be good.
Yeah, any but Toad. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Or a Mystique.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the first thing. Here's my thing about this is, like, I really hope they do this story for the last Wolverine movie. I think it would be the perfect, because Hugh Jackman has said this is probably going to be the last one, and I think it would be the best way for him to go out on.
Yeah.
I think it would be really fitting for that, is to really give him that storyline. Don't pepper it with just every X-Men thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, really expand it. You know what would be amazing? Holy shit. You know what would be amazing?
What, Chris?
Deadpool territory. Come on!
Like Looney Tunes?
Yeah, and it's just run like batshit insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be great. I mean, there was a rumor that they were going to replace Hawkeye with Deadpool.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But they would never.
See, I feel like that wouldn't have been
'Cause they don't
amazing.
have the balls.
Well, that too. But I feel like it would have been pretty rough to get through.
Yeah.
Of just like 2 hours of a stoic man and just like Bugs Bunny working together.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, you don't want. I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds would just shine in that movie.
Yeah.
And you don't want that because you want
Sure.
it to be a Wolverine movie.
Yes, you do. I still stand by this movie would be better done if Marvel did it and replaced Wolverine with anyone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
What about Old Man Hawkeye
Oh, like
instead of Old Man Logan?
Logan and make it Hawkeye, and then
Ugh.
but who's he driving across country with?
I don't know, anyone. It doesn't matter.
Steve Rogers.
No,
No, because then why would you focus on Hawkeye?
I think it would have to be another smaller, like if they kept
I say the
Quicksilver.
Vision.
That's pretty good.
I say the Vision. Okay,
You could have some good
okay.
quips.
Okay, all right. Let's do this. Okay. So
I
you have-
still think a smaller character though.
no, but here's what I'm saying. Old man Hawkeye is driving across it with the Vision, but the thing about the Vision is like he's contracted some sort of Ultron virus. So now he's just kind of like not fully the Vision anymore.
You
He's
think
kind of
is he
glitchy or like
Is he blind? Like the virus could affect his camera sensors,
it could affect anything.
and he can just instead of having a bow and arrow, he's got his laser out of his head.
That's the thing. Well, that's the thing is I
just
think instead
blasting.
of instead of the bow and arrow, he's the laser out of the head, right? but instead of him having just one permanent thing, like being blind
Yeah.
and he just can't see all the time.
Right. He's also got some sort of...
I think instead of that, like, he can see fine sometimes, but his hand, you know, like,
Yeah, sure.
everyone, it moves all around his abilities.
That would be pretty great.
And his laser, like, he can't fire his laser correctly. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
I think
like,
that would be great.
I think that would be actually freaking
But
amazing.
I don't think it could be Steve Rogers or somebody because you
No,
really
because
need...
then you're like, why am I focusing on Hawkeye?
Because I think it's great that I think it's more likely that Hawkeye quit, right? Because he sort of does. He's done it like twice already, and he keeps coming back. But then everyone just gets demolished, including Vision, who Hawkeye can then repair, sort of.
Right.
And he's done it to the best of his ability but everyone else is dead.
Yes. Yeah.
I think would have been great.
Because I like what they say, what Hawkeye's constantly, like, obsessing over, like, why didn't they kill me? Like, well, what, am I not good enough?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great. Which is fantastic. And so that could be the whole movie.
Yeah.
I would rather see Old Man Hawkeye with Vision than Old Man Hugh Jackman.
Well, too bad. It's never going to happen.
You know what? No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No.
Look.
At first I was like, Marvel has the balls to do it. And I'm like, yeah, but they're kind of too classy to be like, oh, you want to do an old man story?
Exactly.
Watch us do this old man story and kick the crap out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fine. I don't know who to replace Doctor Doom with. Or even Red Skull.
You don't. But that's the thing is, you don't need to replace Doctor Doom. Let this finally be the one that, like, let this be the ring that binds them. You know what I mean? Like,
well, no. I was saying you switch Doctor Doom out for Red Skull, and then I guess you have to, because like yes.
You got to replace the territory.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, do you think they're gonna have the balls to kill off all the other X-Men? Do you think they're going? I mean, it doesn't even really take balls because you just say this is like 80 years in the future. Or whatever, but that doesn't really explain why Charles Xavier is still alive.
Well, I think they do it in the movies. Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
They'll probably just be like, nah, everyone got old and died. And Charles, because he's a telepathic, he can keep himself young or whatever. Or he moved his mind to a different body or some shit like that.
Clone.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Some bullshit excuse. Instead of being cool, they're going to do some crappy, shitty thing. God damn it. Fox.
I mean, to be fair, the X-Men movies have all been at least pretty good, except for Origins.
Yeah.
And I would say The Wolverine was probably slightly less than pretty good, but not bad.
But not by much.
Yeah.
This guy who directed that is directing this.
The Wolverine?
Yeah.
It was fine.
James Mangold, I think is his name. Which I'm at least encouraged because stylistically, like, he made that thing look great.
Yeah.
Like, that shot with him with all the arrows and
yeah,
it's really good looking.
That's
it's really
pretty
good.
fantastic.
So I'm interested to see, like, okay, you have to construct this entire world.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to see what he does with that.
I just also don't know that Mr. Sinister is the right way to go, but we'll see.
Yeah.
He's basically a second Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So, and that movie didn't do too well.
Yeah. So I will say the other thing, like I said, I just love the world that they build in this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see more of it.
Yep.
I wanted to see what Emma Stone looks like because she says that thing about
Emma Frost.
Emma Frost. I'm sorry. Emma Stone, the actor, made an appearance in this, right?
As Emma Frost.
As Emma Frost.
Yes.
No, Emma Frost is what I meant to say. Because he has this line of, like, you look really good still, and she's like, I'm a telepath. I look like whatever I want you to, or whatever.
I want you to see me as. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to see what she really looks like. Bet she looks really ugly. Are they coming? Is there a sequel to this? I think they're doing a sequel, right?
I don't know. I don't know how long the arc is. I don't know if it keeps going.
I think it keeps going.
There's kind of a cliffhanger at the end. I mean, it's not really a cliffhanger, but I guess it, like, there's certainly more of a story to be told.
I'm pretty sure there's more. I'm pretty sure they've continued this line. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I'll probably cut it out.
Yeah.
I'll Google it, and if it's wrong, I'll cut it out.
I feel like if you'll Google it, and if I'm wrong, you'll leave it in. And if I'm right, they'll be like, you're like, I'm not going to let him be right on this.
If you're right, I'm going to re-record myself saying it.
Excellent. Done. You're just going to leave me talking, and then at the end, you're just going to plug in, and that was said by me, Andrew. I'm Andrew.
See, no, I'm going to record myself saying it first, and then have you say the exact same thing, and then I'm going to record myself saying, I just said that.
Yeah, all right, cool. That works for me. Oh yeah, we need to give each other the assignments for next week.
Is that what you call it nowadays?
Yeah.
So I'll give you mine.
Okay.
If you give me yours.
Yeah.
this week, I looked up... I'm still trying to read more and more. I'm in the middle of reading Jessica Jones' Alias, which is very, very good so far, and I'll probably give you that at some point after I'm done with it.
Yep.
But I'm constantly buying more and reading for this podcast.
Sure.
So I decided to... I'm starting to run out of things that I've heard of that I've wanted to read for a while.
Okay.
So I Googled, list... best trade paperbacks.
Okay.
And I looked at the list, and I went straight to the number one spot to see what the best one was, expecting it to be like Watchmen or V for Vendetta or some generic, everyone loves this one.
Right.
It was Mouse, so I'm finally going to give you that.
All right, fine. Great. I'm glad because it's about damn time that I read this thing.
It's magnificent.
Oh, I know that it is. Everyone says it's amazing, and that if I don't read it, then I'm a horrible human being.
It doesn't pull any punches. It's abstract at times,
right,
and just sickening.
Awesome. Sounds like a feel-good time. I'm going to the beach.
Look, it's got animals in it.
Oh, okay. Then I'm good with it.
It's cute.
I'm going to give... So in the wake of us talking about Rebirth, I went back and read The Dark Side Wars, which I was telling you about.
I have no memory of that.
Okay, fine. But I did. I'm just saying that I did. Which was an event leading up to DC Rebirth.
Yep.
The Crime Syndicate of America are characters that play kind of heavily in the plotline. They're an old throwback set of characters to the Silver Age. And I kind of remember these characters. I need to know more about them. And then I remembered I have this storyline called JLA Earth 2, written by Grant Morrison, that is all about the Crime Syndicate of America. And I was like, hey, you should read this too.
Oh, okay.
Because it gives you, like I said, they kind of play into DC Rebirth, they kind of play into the New 52. They're good characters to just be aware of, and it's a good story. I just ended up rereading it today before I gave it to you. And it's good. It's Grant Morrison. You can't really go wrong.
How often do you think in bookstores this is sat on the shelf upside down?
I, for the longest time, could not figure out which way to put it until I saw the DC thing in the corner.
I mean, it's also written correctly up here.
Shut
it's
up.
Not here.
Shut your face.
Yeah.
Shut up. So there you go. Enjoy that.
Thank
it's
you.
a pretty quick read.
I will.
Okay, then. That's going to be the show.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. This is a long one.
Wow.
I mean, we had to. It was television's biggest night.
Was it?
Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before we go, where can they find us, Andrew?
The royal they, can find us at twitter.com/media lunch break. Our handle there is at Media Lunch Break. You can also you can listen to us on soundcloud.com/TheMediaLunchBreak, where is our RSS feed. From there, you can also find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Play Music, YouTube.com. If you just go there and search for The Media Lunch Break, you can find us. We're on TheMediaLunchBreak.com. If you want to listen there, you can do that. We got pictures and stuff.
Sure. Patreon.
Patreon.com.
If you want to a couple of bucks.
That's patreon.com/TheMediaLunchBreak.
Yes. You said iTunes.
You can also
subscribe to us on anything that has a
do.
subscribe button. Go ahead and
you can also email us if you have any questions or anything. We check probably once every 6 or 7 years at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com.
Is it all of those O's?
Yes, it's actually .com.
Oh, okay, nice, excellent. Sure, give that a shot. In fact, email us at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com and then email us at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com and see which one works out.
And that's with 8 O's.
That's with 8 O's.
It's .com.
All right. Well, we're going to go. Hopefully, Andrew's going to hydrate and lay off the sauce for a couple of days.
I'm going to sleep until Saturday.
All right. And
probably lose my job.
Until that demon finally breaks its way out of its bottle and you got to put it back in again, don't you?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
demon in a bottle reference.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That's good. Hey, the girlfriend's home. That means we got to go. Bye, everybody.
Bye.